Hey, welcome back. Here's another sweet Dollar Tree DIY for you. So for this pumpkin sign, you are going to need 3 signs, 2 of the smaller, flatter ones, and 1 of the taller pumpkins you see here from Dollar Tree. So I'm starting here by removing the burlap decor from the front of each of the pumpkins. I don't like using the backside of things. I like it to look clean, like I bought it from a store. So I do tend to go the extra mile and get rid of the stuff in the front just because it adds that extra element that I like for the pieces around my house. It wasn't actually much effort at all. This whole process probably took 5 minutes. I used a piece of coarse sandpaper to remove the glitter and just the excess little residue from the paint and stuff like that. It wasn't very much effort at all. So very, very much worth it in my opinion. Now I'm going to take some Waverly Chalk Paint in white, and I get to do the fun painting part. Paint all the pumpkins white. Next, I'm using the Waverly Chalk Paint in color Mineral, and I'm going to dry brush the details of each of the pumpkins. Here's a quick tip. When you're dry brushing, use a flat brush rather than a pointed tipped brush. It's a lot easier. And also, baby wipes can be your saving grace if you accidentally make a mistake or you use too much paint. I happen to have a ton of wipes around, so this was actually pretty convenient to use. I will say it is very intimidating. I completely understand being intimidated by making all the fine details because you want it to look good and you want all these, you kind of are striving for a little bit of perfection. I would recommend just going for it and just starting with some sweeps, some sweeping motions rather than trying to go at it little by little. It does definitely help. As you can tell, by the 3rd one you get a little bit more comfortable, so it's a lot easier to say that, but definitely recommend just sweep your hand across that thing and go for it. The worst case scenario, you'd have to repaint it and start all over again, which is not that bad. I'm using moss colored Waverly Chalk Paint from Walmart, and I'm going to use that to color the stem or handle of the pumpkin. So I am mixing this Anita's all-purpose acrylic paint in earth brown. I apologize, I don't know where it came from. And I am mixing it with elephant chalk paint from Waverly. I mixed the 2 together because the brown was just a little too brown, and I found that by mixing the 2 colors together, it actually matched in with the original color of this sign. So I really didn't have to do much work or care if the colors were too different. So made covering up the white very, very easy. So for the wording, I picked up one of these Home Sweet Home wall decals from Dollar Tree. The convenient thing about using these type of decals is that they're repositionable. So if you are not really sure how you want them to set on your project, you can just pick them up and move them around. It's a very, very convenient, very, very beautiful thing to use. Again, for your convenience, I will list all of the products used on this project in the description box below. Once I had the stickers positioned, I used a matte Mod Podge to seal in and glue down all of the wording. I wanted to use these cute little sunflowers, however, I did not want them to be yellow. I kept looking at it, just didn't really quite go with my decor, so I decided to paint them white. Although I probably should have left one that was not painted so I could reference how you're supposed to paint a sunflower. But thank you, internet, for all of the many pictures of sunflowers that I could reference. I ended up using a pencil to kind of see if it would even look like a sunflower before I drew it on there. And thankfully, with the tips from some clip art photos, it actually was very easy, kind of using the outside, the edges, as a guide to see kind of where each petal was, and then I was able to paint it from there. I then blotted the paint in the middle to give it more of a realistic touch. And I also used, so here I'm using the Waverly Mineral Chalk Paint, and then I'm gonna go over it with kind of more of just a regular acrylic paint that I had. I think it was just a tan color. And I just literally just did some in the middle. I would actually say that if you have some other accent color in your house, it would actually probably look really cute to add that accent color in the center as well, just to kind of, if you've noticed, a sunflower usually has two tones. So I just think if you added another color, it might give it a little extra touch that might be a little unique. And finally, just hot glue the flowers in place. And then I made a couple just little bows out of jute string and did that for the final touches on the other two pumpkins, and we were all set. I cannot be happier with this project. It turned out fantastic. It was super simple to make, and if you really think about it, it didn't take very much time. I think it took less than an hour for me to complete. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any other ideas of things that I should make, leave them in the comments below. And please subscribe and let me get to know you. Have a good day. Bye.